Good.
Yeah.
Toby, what was your reaction to that one then?
I'm first and foremost very proud that performance probably represents the region that we come from, and also the team that we're trying to create. So that was the most important thing, especially after our last home performance here, which we all agreed as a group didn't do that. So that's the most pleasing thing. Obviously the result gives us huge self-belief. Munster, Leinster, Ulster, the Irish provinces, Connaught, they set the benchmark, and we want to try and muscle into that party, as do every other team. So wins like that, like Leinster away before, Connaught away before last year, they just, give you a little bit of self-belief that you're on the right track.
6 penalties, it was about a lot more than Stephen Myler's right foot, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. You've got to get yourself into, especially, a team as efficient as Munster is, and we knew that. We knew I spoke to their coaches after. It was all about who was going to win the arm wrestle and blink first, and I thought that we were good for that. And there's a lot of mental toughness and resilience that's required to grind out, which effectively what it was. We ground out a win. It wasn't our best. We'll play better. We'll score more tries. But ultimately, we've got home against a very, very good opposition that's going to probably be there or thereabouts come the end of it. So, we'll take that, look at what we need to improve, win or lose, and move on.
Yeah, it seems to be in vogue at the moment. If you're a couple of points up, you kick penalties to the corner and try and score. Tonight it was a little bit more traditional. You take the points on offer. There's a lot to be said for that, isn't it?
Well, I think so. I think that, I've watched some Premiership games recently where, you're behind, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Nothing controls your mindset more than the scoreboard. And the biggest compliment we can get from Munster, who, as I can't celebrate enough how good I think they are, along with, as I said, the other Irish provinces, is if they're looking to take losing bonus point penalties, then that's a massive reflection that we've done a lot of things right tonight.
Yeah, the scrum was fantastic tonight. Nicky Smith fired up after what's gone on in recent weeks.
I know people will always make those connections. Nicky Smith's wants to be proud of every performance that he makes, irrespective for Wales and his inclusion or non-inclusion. Nicky wants to commit to this region and always has done. And, he was disappointed with his last performance. We know we rotated people around because we've got some good loose heads. And, he was very, very good tonight, as was, a very good front row.
Yeah, and Jack Morgan, another one who seems to be sending all the right messages at the moment.
Yeah, again, Jack is learning what the Ospreys is all about. And he's fitted in brilliantly. He's got a lot of friends in the group that from his age grade stuff. So he, from an off the field point of view, and if we can create the right environment around every player, they will play at their best. And ultimately, Jack's been there or thereabouts every week internally as that man of the match performance. He's a very impressive player, and we're really pleased to have him and make him better. And if we keep making him better, and he keeps producing performances, and the team play well, he'll move up the ladder.
You must be thrilled with how that signing is working out.
Yeah, 100%. But again, if you look at where we've come from and where we're going, we've made it a fairly steep trajectory. As you get further down that, people pay you more respect, and they understand you have to be at your best more and more often. So, moving from happy underdog to expectant favourite is a massive journey, and that's probably where the Irish provinces set the tone. That they are, without doubt, happy to be expectant favourites, and they're very, very good at it. So I don't think that's in our nature, and we have to earn that respect going forward. But tonight will help us in that journey of gaining some respect.
Yeah, just finally from me, it must be a great result to be going into the break with.
Yeah, of course. Everyone talks about momentum. I'm sure some people will go, "Oh, it'll be great to play next week and keep going." You don't see what's in the changing room. It's like a bomb's gone off in there. So, look, we need to recover well. The boys have deserved their time off, give them some downtime, and winter's coming, so we need to get ready for winter.
It says a lot about the team's mental toughness as well, doesn't it? Because you see it often, teams on top against Munster, then they get that try and they finish strongly, and they had like a Dale Ender on the bench, but you almost have to win the game twice, so that says a lot about the culture at the region at the moment.
I think so. I mean, that's very kind of you to say so. We just create what we create, and we've got a team that wants to work hard for each other and pay into the shirt and the region and to the group, and it's not just the team on the pitch, it's the 23 that prepare the team, it's the physios, and we're very inclusive into that. And I think that we're trying to build some a core culture that we know what we represent every time we put the shirt on, and there'll be times like there were against the Sharks where we don't do that well enough, but the important thing is how we bounce back from that. And we'll be in that position again, because you can't be at your best every single week, but sometimes you have to just do enough.
His second row's put a big shift in as well. Bradley Davis is always mourning over his injuries and stuff, but I mean he put a pretty big performance in tonight.
Oh mate, he's been very good, and he's been very influential around the group from a leadership point of view. So he's as you say, as we would say, a mature student. Let's put it like that. But he's a very important student, and from that, the boys respond well to him, and he'll lead by example from an effort point of view. He'll squeeze every ounce of, which he's done all his career, to be fair. He'll squeeze every ounce of what he's got, and that's very infectious.
How much of an impact has Kieran Williams had since coming back as well? He seemed to be another one who I thought played well tonight. Yeah,
Kieran, I mean, obviously he's a bit... Obviously, he's just getting up and running. He was injured through pre-season, and he's getting back to it. And he's not quite got to an 80-minute performance yet, as in from a duration point of view. But he'll get better and better. But 2 weeks of quite a high intensity and a little down time will serve him well. I thought Aaron Watkins was unbelievable beside him as well, both in attack and defence. So you talk about people putting their hand up for Wales. They know he's on the radar. He's really put his hand up. And responded well, as Adam Beard did previously when they were left out, and Nicky Smith, as you talked about. So all they can control is their own performance, and if they keep performing well, then people have to pick them.
Just some thoughts on Max at full-back at 15. He's had a run of games recently. What have you made of his sort of progress starting out at this level? Well,
we've got to keep him down a little bit. He's English, so we've got to keep him, keep his wings clipped, because the English get a little bit above their station. So, no, Max is obviously transitioning through, from as a Swansea University boy, and he's really set his mind on, wanting to give it a really, really good go, and his performances have reflected that. He's ambitious and driven. And again, we talk about infectious behaviour. The best thing that a coach wants is competition for places. And as difficult as some of those conversations, and as we improve our squad with recruitment and people develop and perform well in the shirt, those conversations get tougher. There have been some really, really tough ones this week. But ultimately, if you get your nose in front, keep it in front, and then that generates more competition and better performances. And Max has been given an opportunity and grabbed it with both hands.
Because he didn't look out of place there tonight, did he?
No, he was. I mean, arguably, he was actually better the week before, and that's what he just said to me. But he's treasuring his defence and learning his trade positionally, because obviously the step up from where he's been playing to where he is now is massive. I mean, he was in Northampton's academy and bits and pieces, so he's done it the hard way, and often the ones that have to do it the hard way end up getting to the top and staying at the top.
You mentioned doing it the hard way. Is that a lesson for other players, maybe in similar positions, that doors are not closed, there are openings down the track?
Yeah, I think the big message there is, you've got to have a massive self-belief and resilience in professional sport, as you know. But I think the message really is there's not one way. And if you keep at it and you get the opportunity and you're ready for the opportunity, because that's one thing, a lot of people want an opportunity, you need to be ready to take that opportunity. And we talk about to the team about being ready and taking the opportunity when it comes to them. And as you say, that gets the competition for places, that allows us to generate a competitive culture. And if we can do that, we can hopefully produce more performances like that.
Cheers.
Just one from me.
Sure.
We've seen Alex Cuthbert now a couple of times. What have you made of his performances?
Yeah, well, obviously we got him through 80 minutes today, which is great. So that's another tick in the box, which is fantastic. It wasn't planned to be 80 minutes, but with Matt Prothero coming off injured, because he got a bang really early on in about the 22nd minute. So we were thinking about how we were going to get him through, but there was a bit of stop-start nature to the game. So we're obviously in constant contact with the S&C boys. So it's great for him and psychologically to get through that barrier, I think. And as I've said, with a lot of those boys coming back from injury, Gareth Hanscom himself, Stephen Myler, as you said, the more they're out there, the better. Kieran Williams, the more they're out there, the better they'll get.